The Toronto Blue Jays and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. recently finalized a 14-year, $500 million contract extension that features what is being called a $325 million signing bonus. But is it really a signing bonus if it's not paid all at once? Not exactly. Here's the breakdown. While signing bonus usually implies a large upfront payment, the deal's creative accounting means that Guerrero's bonus money will be paid out in varying annual amounts over the entire 14-year term, rather than as a lump sum. In effect, Guerrero will net $175 million in base salary and nearly twice that in bonus funds. Though the Blue Jays will incur an annual luxury tax hit of approximately $35.71 million, this structure offers two major benefits for Guerrero. 1. Tax efficiency. Signing bonuses are allocated to a player's state of residence for tax purposes. Guerrero, a Florida resident, benefits from Florida's lack of state income tax. In contrast, salary dollars are often taxed in the states where games are played, for example, New York or Illinois. By structuring much of his contract as a signing bonus, even though it's spread out over the years, a larger portion of Guerrero's earnings is treated as if it were paid in Florida, resulting in considerable tax savings over the life of the contract. 2. Protection against work stoppages. Because signing bonus money is not contingent on performance, Guerrero is guaranteed to receive the majority of his contract even if a work stoppage occurs. With MLB's collective bargaining agreement set to expire after the 2026 season and the possibility of a lockout, the extension provides stability for both the player and the organization. For the Blue Jays, the primary benefit is to secure their franchise player on long-term terms while mitigating the risk of him potentially leaving in free agency. After unsuccessful attempts in previous off seasons to land marquee free agents such as Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto, locking in Guerrero was seen as a strategic must-win for the organization. The deal cements Guerrero as the cornerstone of the Blue Jays rebuild and creates a foundation for the team to build around over the next decade plus, even as it manages its luxury tax footprint. This method of structuring contracts, combining a sizable signing bonus with deferred salary, is becoming more common in MLB. Look to examples like the Dodgers' Blake Snell deal, which featured both an upfront bonus and deferred components, or even Shohei Ohtani's earlier contract with the Dodgers that included significant deferrals, though Guerrero's arrangement goes in the opposite direction by avoiding deferrals entirely. In summary, while Guerrero's signing bonus is not paid upfront in the traditional sense, its clever structuring lowers his tax liabilities and shields his earnings during potential work stoppages, all while allowing the Blue Jays to meet their organizational goals. For Blue Jays fans, it's a win that secures one of the most dynamic players in baseball for the foreseeable future, and that means another decade plus of Guerrero Jr. lighting up the record books. The Dodgers' recent 2-4 East Coast road trip has sparked some serious concerns about the state of the team, particularly on three fronts: subpar starting pitching, lackluster defense, and the absence of superstar Freddie Freeman. While the franchise remains loaded with talent, this period exposed weaknesses that, if not corrected, could haunt the team as the season unfolds. 1. Subpar starting pitching. Following the placement of Blake Snell on the injured list with left shoulder inflammation, the Dodgers were forced to rely on make-do options that failed to inspire confidence. In Tuesday's outing, spot starter Justin Wrobleski was completely overrun by the Washington Nationals, giving up 8 runs over 5 innings. Wrobleski's poor performance led to his prompt demotion back to AAA, and he was replaced by right-hander Landon Knack on Wednesday. Unfortunately, Knack could not solidify the rotation either, surrendering 5 runs while collecting only 7 outs over his start. The combined ERA for the Dodgers starters during the road trip was an alarming 7.01, underscoring a lack of consistency in an area that has historically been a strength for the team. Although the injured quartet of Shohei Ohtani, Clayton Kershaw, Emmett Sheehan, and Tony Gonsolin are expected to eventually return, the interim pitching depth remains a cause for concern. Even skipper Dave Roberts acknowledged that while these struggles might be treated as mere outliers, the uncertain the starting rotation is not something the team can afford to ignore as the season stretches on. Bad defense. Defense, the backbone of any championship caliber team, has shown troubling signs for the Dodgers in recent games. In their matchup against the Nationals, two errors in the second inning cost them crucial runs, and on Wednesday, a miscommunication on a fly ball in the ninth nearly allowed a comeback. Early advanced defensive metrics, even in a small sample size, paint a below average picture. Individually, while Freddie Freeman may be a defensive standout at first base, other positions are less encouraging. Although Will Smith still boasts a strong arm behind the plate, his framing numbers have dipped in 2024. Mookie Betts' move to shortstop, meant to invigorate the middle of the infield, has yet to pay dividends as he currently ranks in the bottom half among his peers in glove ability. In the corner outfield, neither Teoscar Hernandez nor Michael Conforto has shown the necessary range, while Andy Pages struggles with his routes in center field. Even though Tommy Edman provides a spark with his defensive versatility, no single player is compensating for what appears to be an overarching defensive deficiency. Should these issues persist, they could prove to be a major Achilles heel in tight late-game situations. Freddie Freeman's absence. Perhaps the most glaring issue of all is the absence of Freddie Freeman, a player whose presence in the lineup can be the difference between an awe-inspiring offensive display and a lackluster performance. Freeman has been sidelined after re-injuring his surgically repaired ankle in a freak accident at home, and he has not played since March 29th. His absence forced a reshuffling in the batting order, effectively weakening the lineup. Without Freeman providing stability in the three-hole behind Mookie Betts, even a potent lineup can feel disjointed and diminished. Freeman's durability, despite his age, he turns 36 in September, has long been an asset to the Dodgers, and every trip to the IL only increases the overall level of worry. Given the advanced competition in the National League, consistently missing their best hitter could prove costly over the long haul. The big picture. While the Dodgers' overall talent remains undeniable, the combined issues of inconsistent starting pitching, subpar defense, and missing their marquee offensive weapon have raised red flags. This 2-4 road trip, marked by a scrappy win in Washington thanks to clutch bullpen work and a brilliant diving play by Kike Hernandez, may be a temporary setback, but it also reveals underlying problems that need to be addressed. In a season where every run and every play counts, these issues could become the difference between postseason contention and an early exit. For now, the Dodgers are in a holding pattern, a sense of quiet relief in the clubhouse following a hard-fought win, but also a sober recognition that improvements must be made. As they look ahead to the remainder of the season, particularly when the weather turns cold and the stakes get higher in October, these concerns will be at the forefront of the coaching staffs and front offices' planning. The road ahead is long, and while the team's talent is undeniable, consistency on the mound, sound defensive plays, and the return of a veteran presence like Freeman will be critical to sustaining success in a fiercely competitive league. The Los Angeles Dodgers might be ready to move on from Andy Pages after making a surprising offseason decision with their $12.5 million, three-year free agent signing. The team acquired Hyesung Kim from the Korean Baseball Organization, where he spent 8 seasons with the Kiwoom Heroes, posting a solid 3.04 at a 386-487 line. Although Kim has yet to make his major league debut and has started the 2025 season in AAA, his performance there has caught the attention of the organization. In spring training, Kim struggled at the plate, going just 6 for 29. However, once he found his footing in AAA, he began showing signs of promise. Currently, he is batting .308 with an impressive .873 OPS and has driven in 9 RBIs. These numbers are particularly noteworthy given his lack of power. His most home runs in a season was 11, achieved in his final season in Korea. While he may not be a middle-of-the-order slugger, Kim's contact skills and ability to put the ball in play suggest that he could be an upgrade in terms of offensive production. The Dodgers face a crowded roster, especially in the infield, with established names like Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Tommy Edman, Kike Hernandez, and Miguel Rojas commanding significant playing time. This depth could limit Kim's opportunities if he continues to be used solely as an infielder. In response, the Dodgers appear to be exploring a position change for Kim. Although he has primarily played infield throughout his career in Korea, he has made 3 starts in center field this season at AAA, a new role for him. If the Dodgers see consistent success at the plate from Kim in center field, he might replace Andy Pages, who has struggled offensively, yes, hitting just .162. This potential move is significant for the Dodgers. They signed Kim with the expectation that he would eventually contribute at the major league level, and his current numbers in AAA indicate that he could be a valuable asset in center field. With his ability to make contact and a track record of solid performance in Korea, Kim may offer a much-needed upgrade over Pages. If the Dodgers ultimately decide to transition Kim to a full-time outfield role, it could signal a strategic shift designed to maximize his strengths and improve the team's overall offensive production. Cody Bellinger had a rough night off the field, and it's not because of the Yankees' 5-0 loss to the Tigers. Before Tuesday's game, Yankees manager Aaron Boone confirmed that Bellinger was sidelined with food poisoning, and the team suspects a bad batch of traditional bone-in chicken wings with ranch dressing from room service was to blame. In an interview with the New York Post on Wednesday, Bellinger detailed his ordeal. "They were good coming in," he admitted. "I woke up at 4 a.m., sweating, and just started throwing up for a few hours. It was a tough morning. I was down bad." After spending 24 hours rehydrating, Bellinger returned to the lineup for Wednesday's game, where he went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a walk in 4-3 Yankees victory, playing third in the lineup and starting in center field. But the worst part of the experience seems to have left a lasting impression. "I can say I will not eat wings for 5 years, Bellinger declared. "I swear, because the thought of it right now makes me sick." This incident is especially notable as it comes during Bellinger's first season with the Yankees, following a salary dump trade from the Chicago Cubs. So far, in 9 games this season, Bellinger has been struggling at the plate, hitting .206 as 268, 294 with 1 home run, which only adds to the frustration surrounding his performance. For Bellinger, this isn't just a bad day, it's a reminder that even off-field experiences can have a significant impact on a player's mindset and performance. While he may eventually bounce back on the diamond, for now, his vow to steer clear of chicken wings for the next 5 years is one promise he seems determined to keep. In a game that could mark a turning point for the Atlanta Braves season, veteran third baseman Austin Riley combined timely hitting with a dash of luck to help spark a comeback victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves, still struggling after a 0-7 start to the 2025 season, found a glimmer of hope in Riley's performance as he registered 2 doubles and went 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored in the 7-5 win. The first of Riley's 2 doubles was as unexpected as it was crucial. What initially looked like a routine fly ball to left center field was transformed by a miscommunication between Phillies outfielders, allowing the ball to fall just short of center fielder Johan Rojas for an extra base hit. In baseball, as the saying goes, it's better to be lucky than good, and this timely hit proved that sometimes fortune favors the bold, providing just the break Atlanta needed. The hit forced Phillies starter Zach Wheeler into a difficult situation. Wheeler was unable to pitch effectively around the fielding mishap, eventually walking Jared Kelenic before giving up a 3-run homer to catcher Sean Murphy, a sequence that tilted the momentum firmly in the Braves' favor. Riley's second double, registered in the 7th inning when the game was tied at 5-5, was equally critical. Smashing an extra base hit into the right center field gap, he helped drive in Marcell Ozuna from second base and provided the spark that set the stage for the Braves' rally. With that hit, Riley not only powered a key run but also etched his name in Braves history, passing outfielder Ralph Garr on the team's all-time total bases list. According to MLB.com, Riley now owns 1,382 total bases in 729 career games, and his new ranking in 32nd place underscores the significance of his contributions over the years. Braves manager Brian Snitker was optimistic about the impact of Riley's performance. "You kind of hope that something like that relaxes him a little bit, and he hit it right where he lives," Snitker told reporters, referring to that That power alley where Riley appears most comfortable. That's kind of his power alley right there. When he's going good, that's where he hits the ball. Hopefully, that's a sign of good things to come for him. Obviously, one of the bigger at-bats we've had all year. I'm glad he's the one who got it. Riley's resurgence is particularly welcome news for a Braves team that has been trying to climb out of an early season slump and rebuild its identity. With his latest performance, marked by 4 hits in the past 3 games, more than he recorded over the entire road trip to San Diego and Los Angeles, the Braves may be turning a corner. Not only did his clutch extra base hits contribute to the comeback, but the historical significance of his second double, propelling him ahead of Ralph Garr on the all-time total bases chart, adds to his growing legacy. For the Braves, the hope is that this game-winning display will serve as a catalyst for the rest of the season, lifting them out of the early struggles. As the season progresses, Atlanta will be looking to build on Riley's resurgence and use that momentum to spur more consistent offensive production. While time will tell if this game is indeed the turning point, fans and analysts alike will be watching closely, eager to see if Riley's breakout moments can help propel the Braves to sustained success in 2025. With Jurickson Profar suspended for PEDs, the Braves are scrambling to plug gaps in their outfield until Ronald Acuna Jr. returns from injury, and the latest buzz from the farm is all about Alex Verdugo. The veteran outfielder who signed with the Braves late in the offseason and was recently added to the Stripers roster is poised to make a significant impact in Atlanta this season. Last night, as a reminder of the urgency in the organization, Jared Kelenic showed a newfound spark by reaching base in all 4 of his plate appearances, drawing 3 walks along with a single. For a player who had struggled early in the season, it was a marked change in approach, suggesting that if he doesn't find his rhythm soon, he might be demoted to Gwinnett to work on his game. That's exactly where Alex Verdugo comes in. Verdugo has already appeared in 3 games for the Stripers, posting a flawless 1.00 OPS over 8 at-bats. While his numbers in AAA may be based on a small sample size, they hint at the potential he could bring to the Major League club. At just 28 years old, Verdugo has already amassed nearly 12 WAR in 748 Major League games since his debut in 2019. Although he struggled last season with the Yankees, he has proven to be a dependable starting outfielder over his career. Notably, he has excelled against right-handed pitching, posting a .781 OPS over his career, a key factor in his ability to contribute in high-leverage situations. A change of scenery often does wonders for a player, and New York isn't for everyone. For Verdugo, joining the Braves could provide the consistency and opportunity he needs to secure regular playing time, especially as the team looks to cover the gap left by Profar. With the monetary incentive on the table, a strong season in Atlanta could help Verdugo negotiate a lucrative contract next offseason, much like Profar did before this season. As the Braves look to build a winning roster amid injuries and suspensions, all eyes will be on Alex Verdugo. His ability to excel at the plate in AAA suggests that he could soon be a key contributor for the Braves, helping them remain competitive until their injured stars return.